The United States and 11 other countries have officially reached an agreement in the Trans-Pacific Partnership. This is the Pacific Trade Pact. And essentially, if you're wondering whether or not there's going to be a little more transparency now that they've reached a deal, think again, because there's still a lack of transparency and it's still a little sketchy as to what they have and have not agreed on. But there are a few things that we do know. So first, the basics. In a press conference in Atlanta, trade ministers from the United States, Australia, and Japan called the Trans-Pacific Partnership an ambitious and challenging negotiation that will cut red tape globally and set the rules for the 21st century for trade. Now, of course, they would say that. While it still faces major hurdles, not least in Congress, the deal would reshape industries and influence everything from the price of cheese to the cost of cancer treatments. It is expected to set common standards for 40% of the world's economy, become a new flashpoint for the 2016 presidential campaign, and could become a legacy-defining agreement for the Obama administration. So even though these countries have reached some sort of negotiation, some sort of deal, we're still unsure as to whether or not Congress in the United States or lawmakers in other countries would vote in favor of this plan or this deal.
And so one of the things we're not entirely clear about the deal points is something that had held up the deal for a long time, which is how long do the pharmaceutical companies get to hold a monopoly on their drugs? Mm-hmm. Now, the U.S., since we are the United States of multinational corporations, argued for the longest period of time, saying that they should have that monopoly for 12 years, which is a stunningly long time. Now, the standard up until recently used to be was 5 years. And 5 years is a very long time to make exclusive profit from a certain drug where you're not allowed to have any competition, right? And they say, of course, the reason for that is, well, we spent a lot of money creating these drugs, and we got to make that money back by being able to charge you whatever we like for what used to be 5 years. Now we're arguing 12 years. Other countries said, no, wait, 5 years is a long time. The old standard is a long time, right? And the old standard was the one you guys forced on us. So countries like New Zealand and Australia were arguing for 5 years. Well, we're not really sure what's in the new deal. Yeah. The New York Times reports that they think it's between 5 to 8 years now. So much for transparency.
But I mean, exactly. That's the craziest part about this story. This is going to have a huge impact on every country and honestly many different industries. And you would think that if this news indicates that they've come up with a deal and they're going to go for it aggressively, well, shouldn't citizens know what's in it?
Are we ever going to find out?
Yeah, I mean, we knew very little when they were actually negotiating it. We know even less now.
So now, look, context. I know why they want to keep it a secret, because if you're negotiating all this stuff in public, people will nitpick it. I get that. I understand that. At the same time, there is a tremendous irony in saying the representatives of the American people, let alone the people of New Zealand, Australia, Japan, etc., cannot find out what's in the deal. Our own representatives, for the great majority of these negotiations, were not allowed to find out. It's quite stunning. How do you not? We live in a democracy, right? So if our representatives don't know what's in the deal, who the hell does know what's in the deal? You see, corporations do. Mm-hmm. The corporations, even though they're not elected by anybody, actually do rule the United States of America through their donations. They were allowed to see every part of the deal. They were allowed to be part of the negotiations because they're the ones who are actually at the table saying, gimme, 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 gimme. Yeah. Okay? That's what this deal is about. Now, finally, recently, there was a breakthrough, and they said, all right, we'll let your American politicians actually look at the deal. Now, of course, the president and the executive branch could already look at it, but our congressmen and senators couldn't. But they say, if you're a congressman or senator, you're not allowed to take it out of the room, so good luck in memorizing it. You're not allowed to bring any lawyers with you to decipher what the hell is in the deal. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to bring any staffers, and you're not allowed to talk to them about it. But a corporation can bring all the lawyers in the world, all the lobbyists in the world, etc. So now, if you were to have reasonable privacy on the negotiations, the specifics of the negotiations, I would probably be with you. But this is not reasonable to say that only corporations can decide our laws, but our legal representatives cannot. Yeah. Is insane. I know they're already bought by the corporations anyway, but this is outside of the bounds of reason. So now we find out what's in it, and of course we find out that America, as always, was on the outer edge of being in favor of everything the multinational corporations wanted. We pushed as hard as we could on behalf of, by the way, not just American corporations, multinational corporations, okay? Whereas some of the other countries still because they're not as deluged with money in politics as we are. They have different laws. So in some of the other countries, you can't legally bribe politicians. I know here in America that also sounds foreign.
Yeah, well, how does their government work?
Yeah, wait a minute.
It's so strange.
How do they have money for elections if the money isn't paid for by ExxonMobil and Pfizer? It's paid for by their people. They publicly finance the elections so you don't have legalized bribery like we do. So since we allow for legalized bribery, our government is the most corrupt in these negotiations and pushes for the benefit of the corporations and for secrecy more than any other government does.
So I'll give you an example of that, right? So with the pharmaceutical companies, apparently they're not happy that the monopoly that they'll have on certain drugs will only be 8 years, okay? So graphic number 14, here's something that The Guardian reported. The Biotechnology Industry Association in Washington, D.C. said it was very disappointed by reports that U.S. negotiators had not been able to convince Australia and other TPP members to adopt the 12-year standard approved by Congress. It's amazing how much influence they have. They have all the influence when it comes to these negotiations.
And by the way, when they put that statement out, everybody in Washington shudders, and they're worried because they then might take their disappointment and evidence it with an enormous amount of money spent in the next election to defeat some people, right? Whereas if you're really upset by this deal and the loss of U.S. sovereignty, they don't give a damn. They'll file that under interesting to note, right? And now, by the way, why did the corporations not get everything they want in this? Well, first of all, you got to deal with all these other countries. We're talking about 40% of the world's economy. We can't just write the rules on our own as we do here. In America, our politicians are completely bought and sold, so they write things 100% to the benefit of corporations. Here, you have to actually negotiate with others. But that's not the only reason why. This is a game that they play, right? So you think that those biotech companies really thought they were going to get 12 years? They knew they weren't going to get 12 years. They told the White House and other politicians involved, and by the way, the Republicans, no matter how much they pretend to protest now, actually love this deal and allowed it to go forward without being able to filibuster. When's the last time the Republicans voluntarily gave up their right to block an Obama bill? Okay? They voluntarily gave it up because they love it, because they're all in bed with corporations, right? So in this case, they turn around and they say, okay, guys, Obama and the Republicans, go push for 12 years. And then when we settle for 8, we'll yell and scream and go, oh, my God, why didn't you give me 12? I really wanted 12. They knew they weren't going to get 12, right? They were trying to get 8, and it looks like they probably got 8. So that's how this works. Now, look, last thing on this. I'm in favor of free trade. But what does free trade mean, right? So do I like that there was a pact that involves 40% of the world's economy working together under unified rules? I actually love that. I think that's a good thing. Okay. Now, some progressives might disagree. A lot of liberals disagree with different versions of what I view to be free trade, right? I'm not a bleeding heart liberal in that sense. I want the cooperation, and I'm okay with deals where we say our farmers get this, and their ranchers get that, and we make a deal. We got to make a deal. I'm in favor of deals in foreign policy when it comes to avoiding war. I'm in favor of deals when it comes to avoiding trade wars. Okay, but the question is, what is in the deal? And in this deal, it says, well, corporations can override your local laws. So whether you're in New Zealand, Japan, or the U.S., you have a pollution law they don't like, they take it to a new international court, and you've lost your sovereignty. So if that court says, no, I don't mind Pfizer, or we'll just make up any company, right? Or some Japanese company polluting a lake in Arkansas that your kids drink from or they swim in, well, the international court has ruled. So what you care about your kids in Arkansas is irrelevant. You cannot pass, according to this, they can override the laws that you passed in Arkansas about a lake in Arkansas. And their argument in favor of that would be, it's because it prevents our future profits. It says in the agreement that they could override your local laws if it interferes with their profits. Yeah, of course it can interfere with their profits if you say stop putting toxic sludge in a lake near me, right? So now it doesn't mean that they're going to win every time, but it does mean the decision-making has now moved to a new international court and not at the local level and not at the U.S. level. So if you're a conservative who hates executive decision-making by Obama, and this is the executive branch that negotiated this completely and wants to and actually push for and receive the ability to fast-track this with no amendments added in Congress and no filibuster, right? You hated all the other things that Obama did in that regard, and then you care about U.S. sovereignty, you should despise this trade pact. But in reality, the Republican politicians would cry and scream and say, Obama did this wrong, Obama did that wrong, and then they'll go, give me a pen, let's sign this right away, we're all getting paid.